Hi everyone, I'm Ofalango and welcome you all in Grammar in Detail. We have got the next topic about active voice and passive voice, and that is very important. If you understood this, you'll be able to change even all the tenses from active voice into passive voice. So what is the title for today? That is rules of changing active voice into passive voice. Now the first rule is, subject takes the place of object. This should be in your mind. Subject takes the place of object. Number second is object takes the place of subject. Keep in your mind, when subject takes the place of object, there it will be called agent. And when object takes the place of subject, then it will be called title subject. So this two things you need to know. Yes. And the third one is, we always keep in your mind, the third form of our verb has got five forms: first and second, third, ing, ses, is form. So there you'll be using only in passive voice third form of the verb. After third form of the verb, you will use preposition by. And number five, pronouns are changed. These subjective cases, definitely when subject takes the place of object and object takes the place of subject. So there objective cases of pronouns will change into subjective cases, and the subjective cases of pronouns will be changed into objective cases. If in active voice your subject is I, so in passive voice that will be changed into me. So I changes into me, and me changes into I. We changes into us changes into we, you changes into you, no change, you changes into you as a subjective and objective case. He changes into him, and him changes into her, him changes into he, she changes into her changes into she, it changes into it, and it changes into it, they changes into them changes into they. But one thing should be in your mind, nouns are not changed. In subject, if it is Ali, so in passive voice it will also be Ali. Like Ali writes an essay is written by Ali. They called me, I was called by them. Now see, their pronouns are being changed. Number six is auxiliary verbs are changed into be forms. Your helping verbs are changed into be forms. Now see, do and does are changed into is, are, am, and did is changed into was and were. Will is changes into would, will be, and is, are, am is changed into is being, are being, am being. Was and were is changed into was being, were being, and have and as is changed into as been, have been. Had is changed into had been. Will have is changed into will have been. So this is the way to change them from active voice into passive voice. This is present indefinite, future, past indefinite, future indefinite, present continuous, past continuous. One tense is missing here, that is future continuous. And then present perfect, past perfect, future perfect, and then three tenses are missed. Total 12 tenses are there. 8 we can change, and the remaining 4 we cannot change. Those are as mentioned now: future continuous, present perfect continuous, in the same way this third one is past perfect continuous, and the last one is the fourth one, that is known as future perfect continuous tense. These tenses you'll not be able to change. What are their helping verbs? See, future continuous, will be. Here it is already a be form. Just because of the be forms, you will not be able to change them into passive voice. Reason I'm telling you. And in the same way, why we do not change the perfect continuous. Now see, over here in them, what is used? Been, again been, and then been. So just because of be and been, be forms, we are not able to change our sentences from active voice into passive voice. In co-equal English, the rules made by the same local people. Like we have seen the most of the Indian writers or the Pakistani writers, what do? They put just action, like I will be teaching you. The action of teaching will be done by me. I have been supporting him, action of supporting has been done by me. So in this way, that is not the appropriate and the best way. The British and the British people say that we cannot change these four tenses as they have got their the B forms. That's why you won't be able to change them. Now see, if we apply the same rules over here, then you will come to know that what we are going to do. Now here I'll give you some of the examples. Clear? Those we will be discussing. Now suppose I'll give you an example over here. If we apply these 6 rules, you'll be able to change your sentence from active voice into passive voice. See, I'll make a sentence. For example, you punish him. Now let's apply these 6 rules, whether our sentence will be changed from active voice into passive voice or not. Subject takes the place of object. What is your subject? You. It takes the place of object. You. Objective case is again you. Object takes the place of subject. When subject takes the place of object, here it is called agent. Clear? And in the same way, when object takes the place of subject, then it changes into subjective case. Him changes into E, like we have discussed earlier in this rule. I into you and M into E. And we always use third form of the verb in passive voice. What is the third form of that punish? That is known as punish. Third form is punished. And after third form of the verb, we see rule number 4, that we use by, and pronouns are changed, which we have already changed. And number 6 is present indefinite. Now do and does are changed into is, are, am. So with E we use is. You punish him. He is punished by you. We'll have another example, like suppose at any other tense we'll be taking a tense from was and were. Like we say, he was ignoring them. Now how you are going to change it into passive voice? Subject takes the place of object. Here we will write him, and object takes the place of subject. Them changes into they. We use always third form, ignored. And after third form of the verb we use by. Rule number 4. Pronouns we have changed, and the tense was and were are changed into was being, were being. So with they we use were. They were being. A sentence will be in this way: he was ignoring them. They were being ignored by him. Now over there, that is the rule. Hope you got the rules. If you keep practice them, even you don't need to have some more details about it. Hope you got the lecture. After this was the most important rules for the active voice into passive voice. And God willing, we will have a next lecture how we are going to change the tenses. So we will start it from the first tense, present indefinite. Our next lecture will be for the tenses. So there are 8 tenses which we are going to change from active voice into passive voice. Hope you got the lecture. See you next time. Allah Hafiz.